Rain hammered the lonely highway outside Savannah, while Elijah Carter drove his rusted truck through darkness. Unaware, one desperate stranger would destroy his fragile peace forever. Before we dive in, let us know in the comments what time is it and where are you watching from. Let's start. Near an abandoned warehouse beside the flooded roadside, Elijah noticed an elderly woman collapsing beneath flickering neon lights, while black luxury cars vanished into the storm behind her. Her soaked silver dress clung tightly against bruised skin as she begged Elijah not to call police, and the terror trembling inside her voice instantly unsettled his instincts. Elijah carried the weak stranger into his truck, while thunder cracked above the empty highway, but bloodstains hidden beneath her diamond rings deepened his silent fear. The old woman introduced herself only as Vivian, refusing further explanation while gripping a leather purse tightly enough to whiten her trembling fingers with panic. As rain flooded the cracked roads leading toward the city, Vivian stared nervously through the fogged windows, as if powerful enemies were already hunting them nearby. Elijah finally stopped outside a candlelit roadside restaurant where exhausted travelers whispered quietly. Yet Vivian suddenly froze after recognizing someone entering through glass doors. A tall man wearing black gloves crossed the restaurant slowly before staring directly toward Vivian, causing her coffee cup to shatter violently against the wooden table. Vivian begged Elijah to leave immediately, and her terrified expression carried the kind of hidden guilt only people with dangerous secrets desperately tried burying forever. When Elijah drove away toward the stormy city streets, he never noticed the black sedan following closely behind them, waiting patiently for the perfect moment ahead. Cold rain soaked the underground parking garage beneath a private hospital where Vivian forced Elijah to stop, though fear inside her exhausted eyes grew darker with every step. The dim elevator groaned upward toward silent executive floors, while Vivian clutched Elijah's arm tightly, whispering that powerful people wanted her buried forever tonight. Inside a luxurious penthouse office overlooking stormy city lights, Vivian unlocked a hidden safe, trembling violently before handing Elijah sealed documents stained with dried tears. Elijah discovered photographs exposing corrupt land seizures against poor black farmers across Georgia, yet one image froze his blood when he recognized his deceased father there. Vivian admitted she once worked beside ruthless businessmen who stole farmland through threats, fake debts, and suspicious accidents disguised carefully as unfortunate tragedies. Elijah's chest tightened painfully as Vivian confessed his father never died naturally, because men inside those documents arranged the fatal truck crash years earlier deliberately. Before Elijah could demand more answers, dark footsteps echoed outside the office, while security alarms screamed suddenly, turning the luxurious penthouse into a prison of panic. Vivian shoved Elijah toward a hidden stairwell, while armed men stormed through shattered glass doors, their cold expressions revealing they came prepared to erase witnesses forever. They escaped through rain-drenched alleys before reaching an ocean cliff house hidden beyond the city. Yet Vivian's shaking silence carried unbearable regret beneath every breath. While lightning illuminated crashing waves below the cliffs, Vivian finally revealed the horrifying truth that she personally betrayed Elijah's father for money decades earlier. The ocean winds battered the isolated cliff house while Elijah stared at Vivian in disbelief, unable to silence the rage clawing violently through his shattered heart tonight. Vivian collapsed beside the fireplace, crying uncontrollably as thunder shook the windows. Confessing greed once blinded her until innocent blood permanently stained her conscience. She revealed a powerful real estate empire manipulated desperate farmers into impossible debts before seizing their land to construct luxury resorts beside wealthy coastal districts. Elijah remembered childhood nights watching his father struggle against mysterious bank notices, never realizing trusted friends secretly worked beside the predators, destroying their family quietly. Vivian admitted she personally delivered false contracts to Elijah's father during a candlelit meeting years earlier, believing fear would force him into surrender without resistance. Instead, Elijah's father threatened exposing the entire operation publicly, and that decision sealed his fate before corrupt executives arranged the deadly highway collision mercilessly afterward. As dawn approached beyond violent ocean waves, black SUVs suddenly surrounded the cliff house, while headlights pierced through windows like hunters preparing their final attack tonight. Vivian handed Elijah a hidden flash drive containing financial records, secret recordings, and signed confessions proving wealthy executives murdered innocent families for corporate expansion profits. Before they could escape through the back entrance, masked men stormed inside brutally, while Vivian screamed for Elijah to run before everything became permanently buried forever tonight. Elijah barely escaped across the stormy rooftop cliffs alone, but Vivian remained trapped inside the mansion while flames suddenly erupted behind shattered windows near the sea. Smoke swallowed the burning cliff mansion while Elijah hid beneath a deserted bridge, clutching Vivian's flash drive as guilt and fury tore violently through his exhausted soul. News stations reported Vivian died during the mysterious fire overnight, yet Elijah sensed powerful lies beneath every polished headline, flooding the glowing city screens that morning. Determined to expose the truth, Elijah entered a candlelit restaurant downtown, where wealthy executives secretly gathered, unaware the grieving farmer now possessed evidence destroying their empire. From the shadows near the private dining hall, Elijah recognized Marcus Hale, the billionaire developer responsible for stealing farms and ordering brutal deaths without remorse for decades. Marcus smiled calmly while discussing new luxury projects beside the ocean, as though ruined families and murdered farmers were merely unfortunate numbers beneath profitable business reports. Elijah secretly recorded the conversation until Marcus suddenly mentioned Vivian betrayed everyone years earlier, but recently threatened exposing hidden crimes before her suspicious disappearance forever. The horrifying confession confirmed Vivian never escaped the burning mansion alive because Marcus ordered loyal men to silence her after she finally chose redemption over fear. As Elijah hurried toward the underground parking garage afterward, armed guards cornered him beside flickering lights, while Marcus emerged slowly from a dark elevator behind them. Marcus revealed Elijah's father once trusted Vivian deeply because they shared a secret affair, making her betrayal even crueler than Elijah could ever imagine enduring emotionally. Before the guards could seize the flash drive permanently, Vivian appeared wounded but alive from the darkness nearby, holding a gun while tears streamed down her face silently. The freezing underground garage echoed with thunder outside, while Vivian aimed trembling hands toward Marcus, torn between lifelong fear and the final chance for redemption tonight. Marcus laughed cruelly beneath the flashing security lights before, confessing he manipulated Vivian emotionally for decades, using love and guilt to control every terrible decision she made. Vivian finally realized Marcus never cared for her broken soul, because she had merely been another disposable weapon, helping wealthy monsters destroy innocent, struggling families everywhere. As guards moved closer through the shadows, Vivian handed Elijah the gun and begged forgiveness desperately, admitting she carried unbearable guilt since his father's horrifying death years ago. Marcus suddenly attacked Elijah violently beside the dark elevator, while rainwater leaked from cracked ceilings above them, turning the brutal fight savage and emotionally devastating instantly. During the struggle, Marcus slipped across the flooded concrete floor before crashing fatally against an iron pillar, leaving the garage swallowed by horrifying silence and regret afterward. Police arrived moments later after Elijah released every hidden recording publicly, exposing the billionaire empire responsible for murders, corruption, blackmail, and stolen farmland across the state. Weeks later, Elijah reopened abandoned farms using recovered money, while Vivian quietly watched from a private hospital window, knowing redemption could never erase the scars she created. Before Vivian passed away peacefully one stormy evening, she whispered that greed destroys hearts slowly, but truth eventually rises even through darkness, betrayal, and unbearable suffering forever. If this emotional story touched your heart, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below, because hidden betrayals and painful truths often change lives when least expected emotionally.